Hello, 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 hello. How are you today? John Beatty here. Dinosaur News, March 10th, 2014. John Beatty, International Director of the British People's League. Our email address, britishcanada@gmail.com. britishcanada@gmail.com. Hope you had a good weekend. I know I'm thrilled as to weekend activities down in Florida, of all places. Steady viewers, listeners know that we plug two other leagues on this show. We plug the Candor League, of course, in the motherland, CANDOUR, candor.org.uk. They have a hands-on publication, very historic, very thorough. Have a look. And the other league that we promote, League of the South. And the old Confederacy. We have a very good friend who's an active member and keeps us posted. Now, the League of the South homepage talks about the demonstration, the plans for March the 8th. Well, it's been held since, but I guess they haven't had time enough just yet to put photos up of the great demonstration they had. Apparently there were 50 people. Oh yes, that's right, I heard it on a blog show this morning. There were 50 people, clean cut, and when you look at the League of the South webpage, you'll see the rules they have for demonstrations. So that's why, of course, the liberal press won't be saying anything about the demonstration afterwards. Before the demonstration, oh yeah, the racists, the fascists are out. After the demonstration, it was so clean cut. Apparently there were hundreds of cars honking their horns, bleep, bleep, bleep. Thumbs up, people cheering them out the windows. That clean cut aspect's very important. We want to get the mainstream of whites. We've got to do our part as the leadership or the spokespeople, whatever you want to call us, sticking our necks out. And of course the demonstration was to protest the third world invasion, the multicultural invasion. It was held in Tallahassee, Florida. So in a couple of days, I'm sure League of the South will probably have a couple of photos up, if not a video, whatever. I'm excited today because there was that League of the South demonstration in Tallahassee, Florida, just this past Saturday. Now next Saturday, how often can we talk about one Saturday to another, white people standing up for themselves for a change? Heading back, climbing back, with our shoulders back. Although my sloped office chair doesn't show it on these shows. The spark is there and it's spreading. So this Saturday is the White Day. I call it the White Day. Some call it White March Day. Whatever. A young fellow in the States thought of it that in every country synthesized the same day, some kind of symbolism that white people are reclaiming their lands. It ties in with what I felt for years, that we're never going to get the thousands on the march. That's why I come up with the two simple van plans that I am ashamed to say I haven't been able to push forward. But in any case, these young people in the States, it's spread to Britain. There's groups over there are going to show some kind of symbolism this Saturday. Our symbolism, well, we run the caption under our YouTube, White Man's March, White Day coming up. That's the most I can do, folks. It's the most we, the British peoples, can do at this stage. And you've heard the drill. We have the people waiting. We have good plans. With white, gray hair comes a little bit of thought with life, and we have good plans. Just waiting for a big substantial moolah. But believe me, the donations I mentioned the other day, they have helped to pay the internet costs, tokens here and there. Now, what the hell was that other thing I was going to mention today about the monthly cost? Can't think of it right now. It'll hit me. But in any case, we appreciate those who are donating as best they can, that's for sure. That keeps things going here because I really can't take it on my pension. I got to pay the mortgage. Okay, so enough of that. But back to the excitement, and it really is. There's going to be sparks here and there and all over the globe. How's that for a spark? Excuse me. Winter's not over yet. Supposedly some good days coming up. But no, this is exciting. I wish I could think of a good analogy, but you get the picture, you know. Some token whiteism in the motherland. Australia may be in on it. New Zealand. America. I can't think of anything doing in Canada other than your boy here promoting the activities. But keep your eye on the news media, say Tuesday or Wednesdays, or, as I think most of you who view these shows, we have our own news media now. The internet shows, the blogs, the videos. We have enough to spend plenty of time, which I do, scouring our own people's shows and various blogs, etc. I was listening to a show this morning in the States, talk about blogs. Some of the weaker blogs do disappear. It's a long haul. Even 2 years to people that have been in this for decades. 2 years isn't even that much, really, when you think of it. But hey, we're glad to have you, Junior. You're 16 and you want to help out? Now we get in the debate again. The more sophisticated white wonders out there in our world will say, well, they should be coached to go to school, get their education, get into the system, and then from within, undercover babies, undercover lovers, some of them call it, and they can do lots from within the system. I'm caught in the middle on that one. I know there are people in the system who, as I said a couple of shows ago, do protect me physically, but that's all they do. They don't donate financially, but they do look after me. I have no physical fears wherever I go. So that's good. So yes, undercover. But on the other hand, I just want to slip it in. You've got a young guy, enthusiastic, 17, 18, whatever, and he doesn't have roots, or, well, make it a bit later for the school rules, whatever. He's going to leave home anyway. Now, do you want him in the street corners with a white drug gang? Or do you want him guided by harmless souls like this boy here and our other friends out there who speak out for the white man? I say let him go. Well, we'll say 19. If we can't feed you, well, use the system's money. Use welfare. Why not? The others are doing it. Multicult's doing it. The illegal invaders are doing it. So why can't our homegrown take advantage of it? Let the welfare system pay our payroll for young assistants that we badly need. Well, I've had one active young fellow up here, or lady, able to travel with a car. We can really get organized. It's very fortunate that the people on the blind list haven't dropped off. I'm very, very proud of that. We've got solid people waiting to see what happens, and they're giving me good advice, as you've heard on other shows. Just for the record, this is the second attempt at taping this morning. Oh, John, you're not supposed to mention negatives. Anyway, the taping is working so far. I just want to talk again about peoples in the past, as I did on the last show, about people that you used to go to school with or associations you were in, like me in the Royal Canadian Air Force. Where have they all gone? There's no one out of all those people we went to school with and were associated with at different clubs throughout life in our camp. Are they all that terrified? Or are they all that afraid, cowards, or just gluttonous pigs who don't give a damn? They had their thrill, and then down to the future. I was going to, and then I thought I won't, but I guess I will. A dear relative passed away years ago, and one of the closest relatives to me. But I got the shock of my life when I was little. This particular relative out in the front yard in the work and poor area of Toronto, Ontario, it was still white, bright, and beautiful. And there was talk of bombs, etc. Trying to think of what crisis that would be. I was really young. It wasn't the Cuban Missile Crisis. It was before that. In any case, there was talk in the news about atomic bomb, and there was some trouble somewhere. This relative was worried. And she blurted out, well, it doesn't matter, Johnny, if it happens now. I've had my life, and I'm old, so it doesn't matter to me. I think I was about 6 years of age. Well, you always remember things like this in life, the unusual situations. There I am looking up at her thinking, well, that's great. You've had your life, and you're gray and older. Well, what about me? What about my future? I'm only 6 years old. And you know, that analogy applies apropos to my big screeching talk Friday just past about old school chums or those close to us. And what about the gray hairs? Are they all just saying, well, don't give a damn, as that relative of mine did? Are they all like that? Or are there some of you out there that Beatty is tweaking a conscience? Now, the some of you, we know we've got our core blind list. So I'm not talking to you blinders who have been with us a long time. You know that. I'm talking for anyone who may be looking in for the first time, and maybe they are in their senior years and bored and tired of the crap talk about doing something about multi-cult. And you've got to realize, fellow gray hairs, we're just as valuable as the young and tough teenagers, the young and tough in their 20s that want to help our white cause, our British race memory, our future for our British peoples. We're just as valuable. Especially those of you who have big loot, of course, and if you don't have even money, you can help. You can come on here as a guest sometime. You have to drive to Minden, Ontario. Come on as a guest and tell what brought you around to wanting to do something for white people. What made you become alert finally, or what pushed you over the hedge? I hope it was me. I hope it was the British People's League with these shows, just giving you the little push to get you going. I mean, you've got security. They can't touch your pension. So think about it. You can pitch in. You've still got your health. I'm not talking to people who are suffering, because we all sympathize with that. Of course. I think I got my message across. Yes, past peoples, particularly the 167 youngsters that attended the rally we sponsored in 1989 up the Bobcaygeon Road north, outside of the village of Minden. Not the village of Bobcaygeon, which is just a bit south here, but Bobcaygeon Road. 167 youngsters for 3 solid days. They stayed the whole 3 days because we had a rule. If you leave, you don't get back into the 3-day rally in support of Confederation, the Founding Fathers, and especially Sir John Alexander Macdonald. Everything was great, not even the threat of an arrest. It was a great rally for 3 solid days. And I know that the white man's beliefs are still in your hearts, those that attended. There was quite a contingent from Ottawa. There really was. I wish some of them would get in touch again. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. And hopefully, the white man's Pride Day, whatever you want to call it, coming up Saturday, hopefully that the press will be nervous to ignore. They'll try and nip it in the bud. But hopefully there'll be enough of a surge of activity from those videos, etc., going around the globe, the white globe, that out of that 167, some of you are going to think, well, there is nothing to fear. I am going to get in touch with John. I did have a terrific time. I was in my late teens, my early 20s, and it was a memory of my life, that 3-day celebration. We know that people are out there who care. They've gone in and out. But the internet, YouTubes, I say especially YouTubes. I mean, what's that old expression? A photo is worth 1,000 words. And here's YouTube. You can size the speaker up. You can size up what's being said. By their countenance shall ye know them. And you know how to read people. You can read whether someone on a YouTube is full of baloney, a con artist, or genuine, sincere, honest for the cause. That's what we mean to be for you, the latter, not the former. So keep your ears tuned this Saturday, the Ides of March. Your ears and eyes tuned. Well, probably Sunday and Monday. Scour the different blogs. And just remember, even little sparks around the globe for white people, it's a symbol of resurgence. I don't know what other words to put to it. It's all coming to a head. Individuals being isolated, well, even I am to a point in a small village. Other individuals who post on blogs and comment on forums, feeling isolated, but when they see activity around the globe and the way the young fellows are promoting it down in the States, you know, it's terrific. They're saying, well, each person or group, do what you can, whether it's leaflets left in your apartment lobby, or do up a sign or two and walk up the main business drag. If you go up the main business drag, you're not going to find too many multi-cults. But having said that, I hesitate, because on Saturdays, the business drags turn into drags for a lot of other purposes. But in any case, being seen with those signs, as were the 50 with the League of the South, oh, there's lots of hope out there. Beyond hope, got to stop using that word too, because hope insinuates it's not a sure thing. As broadcaster Don Advo in the States says, there's no doubt we're going to win. And as I've said on other shows, our concern then will be how to hold back the temper of the white man. Because once we're in charge, we've got to hold back the temper for revenge. It'll be a hard job. But we'll have lots of boat tickets and airline tickets for those who wish to return to their homelands. People who have been here for a couple of 100 years, we're not too concerned about. And those that are here legally, well, there's nothing we can do about it. But we are threatening illegals. Yes, threatening illegals that you're going back to where you came from. Anyway, I hope you survived the weekend. And we'll be talking at you again tomorrow, March 11th. Keep the spirits up. Thanks for tuning in. And the fact that I know a lot of you in that blinder list, and you know me, that keeps this boy's spirits going. Talk at you tomorrow.